Hello everyone, I am Cindy from Crochet. Today I'm going to teach you how to make these sweet airport cases. So basically, I will teach you for 3 designs. They are all very cute. The first one would be the strawberry cake with the bird on top. The second one is ice cream, so there are 2 dogs on top of the ice cream. And then the last one is the macaron. For the macaron, we will have the white cat on the top. I have ordered Airpod Pro Case to you as well. You can check on my channel. And this is the Under the Sea theme, so I hope you like it. We are going to start with the base case for the Airpod Pro first. First, you need to make the base case. For the base case, I use DK size of yarn and 2.5 mm crochet hook. Actually, I use this size for the whole work, even though the decoration or the base case. Okay, for the first row, make 15 chains. After that, make 1 chain and then turn, then make 6 SC. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, then 6. Okay, 6 SC. Then after that, make 3 chains. 1, 2, 3. 3 chains. And then skip 3 stitch. Then make 5 SC. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 SC. And then for the last stitch, make 3 SC in the same stitch. 1, 2, and 3. Okay, yeah, now I have 3 SC in the same stitch for the last stitch. And then next one would be SC and make 13 SC along the line. After you finish 13 SC, for the last stitch, you will make increase. 1, 2. So this is increase. Okay, after you finish the second row, you are going to have 32 stitches. But I will change the color to make the difference that you can see clearly that for the third row, I will use a little bit lighter color of yarn so you guys can see. Okay. So now begin row 3. For row 3, make increase. 1 and 2. Yeah, it says 2 SC in the same stitch, right? And then make 13 SC. Okay, after you make 13 SC, you're going to make 3 increases. 1 increase, 2 increase, okay, and then 3 increase. Make 3 increases at these 3 stitches, and then make 13 SC. After you make 13 SC, then make 2 increases. 1 increase, 2 increase. Alright, after you finish the third row, you are going to have 38 stitches. Alright. Then for row 4, make SC, then increase, then make 13 SC. After you make 13 SC, make increase, then make 4 SC. 1, 2, 3, 4, and then make increase, then make 13 SC. Okay, after you finish making 13 SC, then make increase, then make 3 SC. After finish row 4, you are going to have 32 stitches. Okay, then for row 5, for my base pattern, this is for the cake pattern. So you will need to change the color according to your model that you shoot. If you want to make other thing, you can use other color and change the color according to the work that you want it to be. This one is the strawberry cake. Okay, so I change the color according to it. Okay, for row 5 to row 12, I will make 42 SC around. So you will have 42 stitches for every row. Then for row 13, you will make half of it as SC and half of it as slip stitch. So you will make 21 SC and then 21 slip stitch. You will get 42 stitches totally for this row. After you make 21 SC, you will start making 21 slip stitch. This is slip stitch, okay? After that, for row 14, you are going to make only 21 slip stitch and then you can fasten off. Okay, now we are done with the base case. You can put it and see if it fits. For the base list, it is the same code actually, but for row 2 it will be a little bit different because this one you won't have to omit or skip the stitch to make the hole, so you can just make the code according to the screen. This is quite the same as the base case. Okay, after you finish row 4, you will have 42 stitches, and then after that for row 5 and 6, you are going to make 42 SC. For row 7, you are going to make half of it as SC and then half of it as slip stitch. So you will make 21 SC and then 21 slip stitch. And then for row 8, make 21 slip stitch and then fasten off. Okay, and now your base list is done. So normally for this base list you cannot actually wear it on the Airpod case because it will slip off. I will need you to use the silicone glue or the silicone sealant. So you will apply it around the inner edge of the lid, but please beware that don't apply it too much, only at the edge. And then you can leave it for like 4 to 5 hours. It will dry. After it dry, you can wear it on the Airpod case without falling or slipping off. Yeah. Okay, you guys, when you wear it, try to pull up the lid for the back part a little bit, because or else it cannot flip off or flip, So lastly, I insert the hook into the back of the lid and then make 3 chains and then insert it on the back of the base case and make a slip stitch. Alright, and now you have some connector between both of them, and now the base case is finished. Okay, let's move on our first design, the strawberry cake. For the strawberry cake, you will make the base case for the code according to the screen. Okay, now I am going to make the strawberry dip. For the strawberry dip, you are going to slip stitch the light pink yarn in and around the right rear of the base case, and then make 3 chains and then make 2 slip stitch like this. And after that, you will need to make slip stitch on the base case, and after that, make slip stitch on the next stitch. Okay, and this is the process, so you can repeating the same stitch, like make chains and then make slip stitch and then make slip stitch on the base case, So it is quite simple, and you can actually decide by yourself that you can either make 2 to 4 chains for each dip depending on you. So I make a very short dip, so for about 2 or 3 or 4, that is enough. So you will get something like this. And then you can continue it until you reach the left rear. And after that, you sew it to the base case like this. Then for the cut strawberry, you will need to use a red yarn as a beginning. For the first row, make 4 chain. 1, 2, 3, 4, and then make slip stitch. 1 slip stitch, okay? And then make 2 SC. 1, 2. So make 2 SC like this, and then fasten off. Just cut the yarn, and you will continue the next stitch, you know. Okay, you will begin at the right side, like twist it, and begin again. Slip stitch the white yarn in. For the second row, we will make it with white yarn, then slip stitch it in like this. Make 1 chain, and then make 3 slip stitch. 1, 2, and 3. Okay, and then make 1 chain, and then for the other side, make slip stitch. So it might be hard, you just need to make slip stitch in the back loop, maybe. Okay, keep doing that. Make slip stitch in the back loop, okay? And then fasten off. And then for row 3, slip stitch the pink yarn in. Make 3 SC. Remember that piecework in back loop. 1, 2, and 3. Okay, and then for the top, for the peak stitch, we'll make SC, HDC, and then SC in the same stitch. Okay, so make 3 coats in the same stitch like this. And then next we will make 3 SC. 1, 2, and 3. Okay, and 3. Alright, and then when you finish it, you can just fasten off. For row 4, do the same thing, slip stitch the yarn in, make 1 chain, and then make 4 slip stitch. Okay, 1, 2, 3, and 4, and then make increase. 1 and 2, make 2 SC in the same stitch, and then make 4 slip stitch. 1, 2, 3, and 4, and then fasten off. After that, embroider white yarn in the middle. Also tie up the red yarn together at the back side you can hide it at the back side because you will sew all of the cut strawberry on the base case anyway. So you make 4 of them and then attach it in front of the base case. You can just sew it with the sewing thread. Then we're going to make big strawberry. We make two of them. So first of all, you start with magic ring 4SC. This is pretty simple. You can just follow the code I wrote on the screen. You can even capture the screen for your personal use. Okay, 4SC, and then for the second row, make SC increase, SC and increase for 2 sets. So after you finish it, you're going to have 6 stitches. Okay, SC and then increase, and then SC again, and then increase. Yeah, so you will get 6 stitches totally for the second row. After that, I recommend you try to reverse it out because it would be too hard if you didn't do it right now. Okay, try to reverse it out. You can use a scissor to help you like reverse it, you know. Okay, cool. So now just follow the code I wrote on the screen until the last row. For the last row, you make SC and then decrease. Yeah, and then SC decrease for 4 sets, and then you're done. You can fasten off. And then for small strawberry, this one is smaller, so you start with magic ring 1SC, and then you pull the yarn and then make 1 chain and then turn and then make 4 SC in the same stitch. Okay, that's 4 SC in the same stitch like this. Okay, and then make 1 chain and then turn and then make 4 increases. After you finish this row, you're going to have 8 stitches. And then after that, you can just wrap it like around like this. Yeah, wrap it. And then slip stitch to form the circle. So in this case, you will get a smaller strawberry. Okay, like this. And then you can fasten off. Alright, and now for big and small strawberry, we are going to embroider the white dot using the white thread, you know. So you can just make as many dots as you want to. Okay, this is quite pretty. And then you're going to make the cream. So you can use fluffy yarn alongside. And then make SC around the last row of each strawberry. This is just optional. If you don't have the fluffy yarn, it's totally fine. Okay, and then for the bird body, for the birds, please capture the screen for your personal use. This one is the chart for the color code. Okay, but let me explain very clearly. So first of all, for row 1 to row 5, it is pretty simple. Just follow the code I wrote on the screen. I started with magic ring 6SC and then continue follow the code I wrote on the screen. Okay, after you finish row 5, you will have 18 stitches, and then for row 6 it would be more difficult. So this one you're going to make SC first and then make 3 increases and then make SC, and then you change the color to SC and then change it to 3 SC in pink, and then change the color to white and make 1 SC, and then change the color to pink again and then make 3 increases, and then make SC increase, SC increase, you know. So after you finish this row, you are going to have 26 stitch. Actually, it's not hard, it's just that you need to change the color. So if you see the red mark, it is the beginning of the stitch I make. So please notice that the beginning of every row is at the back side of the bird. Okay, now I finished the 6th row, and then for row 7, I will make 8 SC in pink, and then make 2 SC in white, and then make 1 SC in pink. Change color to pink and then make SC. And then you will make 2 SC in white, change color to white and then make 2 SC in white like this. Okay. And after that, after you finish this, you will change the color in pink again and continue 13 stitches, 13 SC. So after you finish this row, you are going to have 26 stitches. Okay, and then for row 8 to 9, you will do the same thing. So make 7 SC, 7 SC in pink, 7 SC in white, and then 12 SC in pink. You will have 26 stitches. So for 8 and 9, you will do the same code. For row 10, you're going to make SC and then decrease for 2 sets. After that, okay, when you finish SC decrease for 2 sets, make 1 SC in pink, and then change the color to white, and then make 7 SC in white, after you finish it, change the color to pink again and then continue the rest. After you finish row 10, you have 20 stitches. And then for row 11, you're going to make a decrease for 3 times in pink color and then change to white and then make decrease SC and then decrease again in white, and after that change the color and then fasten off. Okay, so it is quite simple. And then we are going to make the wing like this. So the wing is pretty tricky, so I want you to slip stitch the yarn around row 7. Slip stitch, you know, just put the hook, insert the hook into the stitch like this, and then slip stitch the red yarn in around row 7 on the side. So you count 3 stitches from the white area, and then make SC on the stitch, and then put the hook through to the next stitch, and then make another SC, and then put the hook into the third stitch and make SC. So you have 3 SC. Alright, like this. And after that, for the second row, make 1 chain, make 2 chain and then turn, and then make HDC. And then the next stitch, you will make 2 HDC in the same stitch. So you make 2 HDC in the same stitch. And then for the last stitch, you will make HDC. So after you finish this row, you are going to have 4 stitches. And then make 2 chain and then turn and then make 4 HDC in back loop. Make 4 HDC in back loop. After you finish, you will have 4 stitches. And for row 4, make 1 chain and then turn and then make 2 decreases. On front loop only, you will have 2 stitches left and then you can just fasten off. And then decorate the wings with pink thread. You can do it by embroidery it, as a shape like the wave or like a wing of the bird flutter. So you can just try to decorate it, but this is just optional. You can just skip this step, but I would highly recommend because it is much prettier than you didn't do it. Okay, and then just sew the wing to the body size of the bird. After that, for the beak piece, make 1 SC magic ring 1 SC, and then just pull the yarn and fasten off, and then just 1 SC actually, and then you can just attach the beak on the face, and then sew 2 mm back piece at the eye, a little bit above the beak. And then for the hair you are going to work on the first row by inserting hook through the stitch like this, and then just slip stitch the red yarn in like this, and then make 4 chain, and then make 3 slip stitch. After you make 3 slip stitch on the chain, just put the hook into the stitch again, and then make slip stitch on the head. It might be a little bit hard, but please be patient. Okay, after you slip stitch, you will make another 4 chain and then make 3 slip stitch, and then just repeat this step until you have 6 hair. Okay, after you finish the hair around, you can just fasten off, and this is how I complete it. Okay, it is pretty cute. Alright, and then for the tail you can just go at the back side of the bird, and for the last row you slip stitch the red yarn in, and then make SC, HDC, DC, HDC, and SC in the same stitch. So this one will form the shape of the tail, and then you can just fasten off. Alright, like this. Fasten off and then just cut the yarn. Okay, and then your tail is completed. Now we're going to assembly. So you sew the bird on top of the lid, in the middle of the lid, and then sew both big strawberry on both sides of the bird, and then sew the small strawberry in the middle. Okay, now we are done. And then for the decoration, this is for the sprinkle topping. I choose the colorful bleed. Okay, let's move on to the second design, the ice cream. Okay, for the ice cream base, you need to change the color according to the code I wrote on the screen. For the brown dog, you can capture the screen for personal use only. The code will be as following. For the first row, you will use the brown color. For the hook, we use 2.5 mm crochet hook as the base. For the first row, you make 4 chain first, and then you make 1 chain and then turn, and then make 3 SC. 1, 2, 3 SC. And then for the last stitch, you will make 3 SC in the same stitch. 1, 2, and 3. Alright, and then the other side you make 2 SC, 1, 2, and then the last stitch you would make increase. Okay, increase is like 2 SC in the same stitch, 1 and 2. Okay, and 2. Alright, and we are done, and we will have 10 stitches. Then continue the second row. Only make 1 increase. Yeah, 1 increase like this for the next stitch, and then you can just fasten off. From now on, we only work on one side only, which I will count for only 8 stitch, because for the rest we won't work on it. So now I'm going to fasten off and then just cut the yarn like this. Okay, and then yeah, I mark the place that we start the stitch, so you can just slip the yarn in again on the other side, and then continue making increase and increase in brown color. So this one I make slip stitch and start on the other side. Okay. Okay, make 2 increase in brown color, and then change to SC and make a change to white color and make 2 SC. Okay, and then make 2 increase in brown color. Okay, 1 and 2. Alright, and then the last 2 stitch you would make 2 SC. SC in each stitch. 1 SC and then 2 SC, and then you're done for this row. You can fasten off. You will get 12 stitches totally. Fasten off, and then when you start the next row, go to the right side. Always start from the right side. Now I fasten off and then start on the right side, and then we're going to continue row 4. For row 4, you can start from the right side as usual. Just slip the yarn in and then continue the code. For the code, it is increase and SC for 2 sets. So you make it in brown. After that, you change it to white color and make 2 SC in white. And then you just continue the code I wrote on the screen for until the end of this row. So you will get 17 stitches totally. Okay, and then for row 5, you will do the same thing. Slip stitch the yarn in and continue the code I wrote on the screen. Okay, for this one, on the white area, you will make 2 increases. Change to white color and make 2 increases. And after you continue until you finish this row, you will have 19 stitches. Okay, for row 6, you also do the same thing. Slip stitch the yarn in and then continue 5 SC, 6 SC in white and then 8 SC in brown, and then fasten off. You will get 19 stitch as well. Okay, and then I skip to row 7. You are going to slip the yarn in as usual and then make 2 decrease in brown. Then make 6 SC in white. And then continue to decrease in brown and then 3 SC in brown, and then you can fasten off. And after you finish this row, you are going to have 15 stitches. Okay, after you finish, you will get something like this. You can attach it on the right side of the Airpod case lid. Okay, and then for this one is for the muzzle. So this is a muzzle for the brown dog. You will start with 3 chain and then make 1 chain and then turn and then make 2 SC. Okay, after you make 2 SC, for the last stitch, you will make 3 SC in the same stitch. This one is pretty simple if you understand how to make the brown dog face already. This one is totally the same thing, but just getting smaller. After you finish this row, you can just fasten off, and you will have 8 stitches totally. Okay, and then you need to embroider the nose using the brown thread. Yeah, you can like embroider it as the triangle like this as the nose. After that, attach it on the face. After that, attach 4mm back crease at the eye, so you can sew it in a little bit above the muscles, two sides of them. Sew it on the brow area like this. Okay, and then let's make the ears for them, an ear for it. So you make two of them using the dark brown yarn, and for the first row you make 5 chain, and then you make 2 chain and then turn, make HDC, and then HDC, and then SC, and then slip stitch and another slip stitch. So then just fasten off. It's very simple. You will get this shape just like the water drop, and then make two of them and then attach it on the head area. Alright, for me I attach the dog face on the lid first, and then I will attach the ear. Okay, I attach the ear like this, and then sew both of the ear on the face. Alright, and now we are done for the brown dog. And then for the Shiba, so you can capture the screen for the code for your personal use only. For Shiba, I use the orange color, the light orange color. Okay, and then we start off with 4 chain, and then make 1 chain and then turn, then make 3 SC. Actually, this is the same code as the brown dog actually. So make 3 SC, 1, 2, then 3. Okay, and then for the last stitch, make 3 SC in the same stitch. 1, 2, and 3. Alright, and then for the other side, make 2 SC, 1 and 2, and the last stitch would be increase. After you finish this row, you are going to have 10 stitches. After that, for the second row, make increase. 1, 2, increase, yes. And then make 2 SC, 1 and 2. And then make 3 increases, 1 increase, 2 increase, and then 3 increase. This is 3 increase, okay, the third one. Alright, and then I finish 3 increase, and then make 2 SC, 1 and 2, and then make 2 increases, 1 increase, and then 2 increase. So after you finish this row, you are going to have 16 stitches. Then for the third row, it will be the same concept. So you make SC and then increase, and then 2 SC, and then make SC increase for 3 sets, and then make 2 SC, and then SC and increase in 2 sets. Follow the code I wrote on the screen, and then you will have 22 stitches. Okay, now I have 22 stitches. Alright, and then for the next row, it would be row 4. Row 4, it would be the same concept as well. Just follow the code I wrote on the screen, and then you will have 26 stitches. Okay, now I'm done for row 4, and then for row 5, you can make 26 SC, and then for row 6, you will make 13 SC, and then fasten off. Okay, I have already made row 5, and then now I'm making row 6, which is 13 SC. Okay, so keep counting for 13 SC, and after you finish, you can just fasten off. Then you slip stitch the yarn at the beginning of the row that you mark the stitch. You mark the stitch at the beginning of the row, and then you just slip stitch the orange yarn in, make 2 SC, and then change it to white yarn and then make 2 SC. So this technique would be the same thing as the brown dog, that you need to cut off every row and then slip stitch the yarn in for every row to make the following coat for the face. And then you change the color according to the code I wrote on the screen. So now I am only making on one size only. From 26 I make it on just half of it, which is 13. So I make the front side for 13 stitches. After you finish this row, you are going to have 13 stitches on the front side. Okay, after you finish this row, you can just fasten off like this, and then just continue the next row, which is row 8, from the right side. Slip stitch the yarn in. Make SC in orange. Make SC and then change it to white. Make 11 SC in white. After you finish making 11 SC in white, you can change it to orange color, and then continue SC. Continue 1 SC. After you finish this row, you are going to have 13 stitches, and then just fasten off like this. Okay. Okay, for row 9, slip stitch the yarn in. Now slip stitch the white yarn in, and then make 13 SC in white. And then for row 10, you will slip stitch the white yarn in as well, and then make 6 DC, 6 decrease. Okay, 6 decrease. And then after make 6 decrease, for the last one you make a C, and then you can just fasten off. After you finish this row, you are going to have 7 stitches. Alright, and then you can just fasten off and then sew them, make it neat underneath. Alright, and then for the muscles, we will start with magic ring 6 SC. After you're done, you just need to pull the yarn, but do not slip stitch to form the loop. Do not slip stitch. You just fasten off like this. So the shape of the muscle will be semicircle. And then put the hook into the middle of the muscle and slip stitch the pink yarn in. Make 3 chain and then 2 slip stitch on the chain, and then do another slip stitch on the muscle base. Okay, and then you need to embroider the mouth like this. So first we embroider the nose first. The shape of the nose would be triangle like this, and then embroider the mouth by outlining around the tongue like this. Okay, and then make the outline like this. Alright, and then attach the muzzle to the face. After that, you can use pink felting wool and jumbo needle to poke the cheek. You can also use the embroidery yarn, and then embroider the eye with brackets as follows, and embroider eyebrow with white yarn. Okay, then now the face is done, and after that, for the ear, you're going to make magic ring. Make 2 chains first, and then make 3DC on the loop like this. 1, 2, and 3. So make 3DC on the loop like this, and then just fasten off. Pull the yarn to close the loop. For the point that you pull the yarn like this, it will look spiky on the side that you pull. Yeah, and this is the ear. Okay, make 2 of them, and also I recommend you to embroider the pink yarn on both ears as follows. Yeah, you just do it like this. Alright, and then after that you can attach it on the head. Okay, and sew it like this. So sew it above the eyebrow. And then for the leg, this is the leg, so you make magic ring 5SC, and then magic ring 5SC like this with white color. And after that, for the second row, you change the color to orange and then make 5SC, but please make it on back loop only. After that, for the third row, make 1 chain and then make 2 HDC. Okay, now I make 1 HDC already, and then another HDC. Yeah, like this, and then you can just fasten off. After that, sew the legs around the edge of the lid, and then fill in the polyester fiber inside the head, and then sew the head on the top of the lid like this. Okay, and now we almost done for the Shiba. And then after that, for the top scoop, which is yellow, just follow the code I wrote on the screen. This is pretty simple. You can capture the screen for personal use, and then just sew it on top like this, on the empty space between the brow and the Shiba. And then for the cherry, you start off with magic ring 5SC, and then for the second row would be 5 increases. You will get 10 stitch for the second row, and then for the third row you make 2 decreases and then slip stitch, and then another 2 decreases. You will have 6 stitches totally. Okay, this is 2 decreases, and then the next one would be slip stitch. Okay, and then make another 2 decrease, and then another, yeah, this is decrease, 2 decreases. Okay, so you have 6 stitches totally, and then for row 4 you're going to slip stitch from the next stitch, and then the next the opposite slip stitch on the other side, and then you just pull the yarn to make slip stitch. This one will make it like a dented cherry, you know, the dented cherry, and then you sew a little bit for the dented dented shape. Yeah, sew it like this. It will look like a heart. Yeah, all right. And now we are done with the cherry. And after that, you can just sew it on top of the screw. And also you can use the follow Y to make its branch like this. So you can use other material as well. This one is depend on you. Then use the bleeds and other decoration for rainbow sprinkle topping. So this one you can choose to use the beads or this kind of decoration. I think this is silicone. It is like you need to use the glue to attach it. So I use the silicone glue that I use it for the lid to attach each of them on the yellow screw. This one is very cute. Oh wow, very lovely. Okay, now we are done for the lid, and then for the cocoa dip, the chocolate dip, you know, for the chocolate dip, you know, you just start from the rear side of the base case. We have already we have the front loop of row 14. If you follow the code I wrote for the base case, you will see that I will have the front loop for row 14. But if you don't have one, it is okay. You can try to insert the hook into any stitch and try to slip stitch the yarn in as usual. This loop will make it easier for you. So the first one, you will start off with 6 chain and then make 5 SC, 6 chain and make 5 SC, and then make slip stitch. Make slip stitch on the next loop, you know, on the next stitch of the base case. Okay, for the first dip, you know, for the first row we make like 5 SC, but for the second row from now on we are going to make chain and slip stitch. So for the second row, after you make slip stitch on the base, you make 5 chain and then make 4 slip stitch. After that, you make SC on the next stitch on the base case like this. Make SC and then make slip stitch on the next stitch of the base case, and then continue the next row. Okay, continue the next row. For the next row, you can choose how long it is. So it's totally depend on your design. You just repeat the whole step until you reach the left rear. You can use 3 to 6 chain. It depends on you. And for the last one, just make the same thing at the first one. So you make 6 chain and then 5 SC and then slip stitch on the base case and then fasten off. Okay. Okay, now we are done for the chocolate dip, and then after that you need to sew the first and the last one on the sizes. For the rest, you can just sew it attach it to the bed case like this. Finally, you will use the orange thread to make the ice cream pattern by sewing it diagonally to the ice cream cone to make the pattern like this, and then sew it overlapping the first layer like this. Okay, I hope you enjoy this ice cream airpod case pattern, and if you don't now it is for last design, the macaron. For the base case, please follow the code I wrote on the screen. For row 9, you will need to change the yarn to white color and work on back loop only. For row 9 and 10, for row 10 you make white color as well, and row 11 you change color to blue and work on back loop only. And then for the rest, row 12 to 13 or you need to work in blue color and the lid for blue color. And then we're going to use the fluffy yarn for Alan side to make SC around the front loop of row 9 and row 11. After that, we need to sew the puffy edge up for a bit in order to reveal the white area. And then we're going to start the cat. This is the head of the cat, so you start off with magic wing 6SC. Okay, and then after you finish this row, you continue the second row by starting off with increase. This is increase, and then make SC, and then make increase for 2 times. So this is first increase and then second increase. And then make SC, and after you finish this row, you are going to have 10 stitches. Alright, 10 stitches for the second row. And then for the third row, we are going to make a SC and then increase for 2 times, and then 3 SC. Two and 3. And then make increase for 2 times, and then make 2 SC. After you finish this row, you are going to have 14 stitches. So this one will form the oval shape, okay, of the cat head. Alright then, and then for row 4 and 5, you continue making 14 SC around. You will get 14 stitches around. And then for row 6, you are going to put the polyester fiber first, and then you continue row 6. Okay, for row 6, you're going to make a decrease, and then decrease for 7 times, and then make fasten off. So this is how you finish the head part of the cat. And after you finish the last row, you are going to have 7 stitches. Alright, another part would be the leg. For the leg, you make 2 of them. First of all, you start off with magic ring, make 2 chain, and then make 2 DC. 1 DC, and then 2 DC. Just this, and then you pull the yarn, okay, and then you just fold it like this, and make slip stitch. Insert the hook through the first stitch, and then make slip stitch like this, okay, and then fasten off. You just basically finish the leg, and then you just make 2 of them and sew them below the head like this. Okay, and then next part would be the tail and body part. So you will start with the tail. This one is a little bit difficult because it is quite small. So you will start off with only 3 SC, and then just pull the yarn like this, and then continue the second row. It's pretty hard, but if you think this is too small, you can just try to increase the stitch, you know. Okay, and then for the second row, you are going to make increase for 2 times, and then SC. So after you finish this row, you are going to have 5 stitches. So this one is pretty hard, you know. It is so hard when I had try to record the video as well. So if you work on your own, I think it's gonna be easier. And then after you finish the second row, I highly recommend you to reverse the work inside out, because it would be too hard if you work more than this. For row 3, you make a SC decrease, and then SC you will get 4 stitches, and then for row 4 to row 6 you will make 4 SC around, and all of them you will get only 4 stitches. Alright, and then for row 7, you are going to make 4 increases, and you will have 8 stitches around. Alright, and then for row F, you are going to make increases for 2 times. Increases for 2 times first. So if you see the blue mark, uh, this is where this is back of the cat, and then you start with 2 increase first, and then make 4 SC, and then make 2 increases. So after you finish this row, you are going to have 12 stitches. Alright, after that for row 9, you make increase and then make 10 SC and then make increase. After you finish this row, you are going to have 14 stitches. And then for row 10 and 11, you will make 14 SC around. You will get 14 stitches. Okay, after that, for row 12, for row 12, 13, and 14, you will start to decrease the work. You will start to decrease the stitch, by making decrease and then 10 SC and then decrease, and then keep follow the code I wrote on the screen. Okay, after row 14, you will get 8 stitches totally. Alright. Okay, and now I'm almost done. When you finish row 14, you can just fasten off. Okay, after that, just cut the yarn and then just sew the head part to the body part like this. Don't forget to fill in polyester fiber on the body part, okay, and try to shape it like this. Sew the head to the body. Also sew the tail to the body as well. Okay, and then we're going to go to the ear parts. For ear, you make 2 of them. This is quite simple. Just start with magic ring and then make 3 SC in this ring. Make 3 SC and then fasten off. Okay, make 3 SC and then you can just fasten off, and then you can just pull the yarn. Yeah, pull the yarn like this, and then where you pull it, you will see it is quite spiky. So this one is the pointed part of the ear, and then you can embroider the ear with the light pink yarn and then sew them on top of the head. Okay, and sew them like this. Alright. After that, I use felting wool to make the eyes. So make the eyes as a sleeping shape. You can also use the thread to embroider it, but I think it is too hard to do so. So I use this one. It's easier. And then I also embroider the nose as well. Alright, and this is pretty hard if you want to embroider it with the thread, but felting make it easier. I also felt the cheek as light pink color as well, and also after that I make whisker by using the thread. And lastly, just sew the hole below the neck to close it. and then you are almost done. And then I shape the cat by sewing the cheek part, like the head part to the body part again, to make the shape of uh, the cat is sleeping, and it's like it is curving itself. Okay, and then you can attach the cat on top of the lid and sew it with the sewing tool. Alright, and then we're going to go with the blueberry. For the blueberry, you start off with Magic Link 5SC. After that, for the second row, you make increase SC, increase SC, and then increase. So after you finish this row, you are going to have 8 stitches. And then for the third row, you make 8 SC, and then you get 8 stitches. And then for the fourth row, you start off with decrease and you make the total of 2 decrease, and that's it. It is done. You can just fasten off and then just fill in polyester fiber. Okay, and then I make another I make fasten off. Okay, yeah, you will get something like this, and then you can sew the yarn back in. And then for the cream part, you will use the puffy yarn with Allen size, and then you will make a magic ring 5SC, and then make slip stitch to form the circle, and then just fasten off. It is pretty hard to see, but I actually don't care much, you know, because you just see as the furry bond anyway, so it doesn't matter. Okay, and then for the leaves, you will use the smaller hook with the lace yarn, the green one, the green yarn. First of all, you make 5 SC, and then you make 2 slip stitch, and then you make 2 SC, you know, through the chain. Okay. And then after that, you make 5 chains, and then make 2 slip stitch, and then make 2 SC. Alright, and then you can sew the leaf like together, and then you can attach this leaf to the blueberry and the cream. Then for the melon, you will start off with magic ring 7SC with the yellow yarn. And after you make 7SC, you don't need you just pull the yarn, but you don't need to make slip stitch to form the circle, because I will work it as the half circle. Okay, and then I make it half circle, and then I slip stitch the white yarn in, make one chain and then turn, and then make 7 slip stitch. Okay, 7 slip stitch like this. Okay, and then you can fasten off, so when you finish the second stitch, you will just to fasten off, and then for the last stitch you will just slip stitch the yarn in, and then make one chain, slip stitch the green yarn in, the light green yarn I think. Okay, and then make one chain, and then make increase. After that, make 5 SC. When you work, you should work on back loop, because it is too hard to put the hook into this stitch, just work on back loop. Make 5 SC. After you make 5 SC, you can fasten off and it's done. After that, you can embroider the seam, with back sewing thread. Okay, lastly, you can just sew all decoration to the lid part. I sew the cream. I decorate the cream with the beads, the pink, orange, and yellow beads. Then I sew the blueberry, and after that I sew the melon in front of the cat. And now my cat on macaron. Okay guys, thank you so much for watching. Make sure you subscribe to my channel and check my order pattern. You can also follow me on Instagram.